What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Thursday. Hope you're having an awesome day. If we have a look at what's going on, it's actually quite a mix in the markets. We have some of the higher cap altcoins not doing so well. Ethereum up 1%. But we do have some altcoins, some lower caps doing really well. So it is a nice mix in the markets today. In fact, you do tend to find that when Bitcoin just sort of goes sideways, well, that's when you notice that the altcoins start popping off here and there. So the question is, are you in the right altcoin today? Well, we're going to talk about that. Also want to talk about what's going to happen if Bitcoin continues to go lower. What are some actual realistic targets? Like how low could Bitcoin actually go before it's bounced back? And of course, guys, you know, I still do think we are in the beginning of a bull market. So no, I'm not really worried about Bitcoin crashing down to new lows, but I would like to scoop up a deal if I could get one, right? I'm sure you would as well. So if that sounds awesome to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if it's your first time checking out the Crypto Zombie channel and you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We do this every single day. Also, friendly reminder, this week we are giving away the Ledger Nano X on Monday. So all you got to do is drop a comment on any video and that will make you eligible. Now, let's give this a quick refresh and check out where we are at. Bitcoin dominance is just staying at 55.7. We have a $245 billion market cap. Not really looking too great on the front page. We do have a few that are up. Oh, Bitcoin 2. Bitcoin number 2 is up 1,058%. With $24,141 worth of volume. Yeah, that's legit. That's definitely legit. We also have Chainlink up 20%. People are really excited about their partnership with Harmony. We have Metaverse ETP, Decentraland, Solve, Komodo, Maker, Hypercash, Elf, GX Chain. Matic Network is up 18% as well. Also, if you guys didn't check out the video that I put out last night on my top trading strategy using signal profits, you'll see that Matic was actually a signal that was given out here. We completed it 12.94% in 10 hours. And in fact, it actually went even higher to 18%. So if you guys didn't check out that video from last night, you definitely want to. I'll drop a link in the description below. Check it out when you're done watching this. It's nothing immediate. You don't need to immediately watch it. We also obviously have Harmony up 26%. And Quant Network, my goodness, what is going on? 87.22%. This is absolutely insane. Look at this chart, guys. I mean, we are basically back at the all-time high. Now, here's the point that I always try to make. Dollar amount, okay? Now, I only like to just point this out because I just want you guys to be smart traders. So even though this is great dollar amount, had you actually sold, anywhere up here, even in lower dollar amounts for Bitcoin, you'll notice that you would actually be a lot higher. So what's actually crazy to think is, if you had actually sold Quant for $2.48, even all the way down here, you'd still be up Bitcoin comparative. But obviously, dollar comparative is what we're looking at right now. But for me, the end game is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Also, if you guys are curious about Quant, we've been talking about it a lot on this channel. Definitely one of my favorite altcoins out there. I put this video out 7 months ago. This is, their over ledger. I also included it in my top 10 altcoins, and we actually talked about it 10 months ago when we were discussing interoperability. So congratulations for everyone that held Quant. Glad to see that you guys are being rewarded. However, I do want to point out one thing, though, that, short term, we have been in a downtrend. Okay, you could see right here, if you look at the 7-day percents, they're all basically down. I mean, Cosmos is up 7%. Ravencoin is up 10%. Yeah, you could see 115% Monacoin. Solve is up 80%. But for the most part, guys, a lot of these altcoins are down, which could mean, could be that time. And the coin farm stats are flashing strong sell. So what is going on here? It looks like the longs are actually above the shorts today, but we are seeing a lot of selling. So let's hop into the charts. Let's see what's going on. All right, so it looks like we've tested the line yet again, and we've bounced off it right around that $7,580 level. Obviously, the more we continue to hit this line, the more you continue to punch that support, eventually you're probably going to fall through it. So the question is, when are we going to get out of this blue zone and fall into the danger zone, if we're going to do that at all? Well, let's dive in. Let's have a look. Obviously, this is the red zone. We were actually doing a bit of a almost like upwards channel. We fell out. You guys know. I don't need to go over that again. We're still looking at the gaps to be filled. Some of them have been filled, but we still need to fill from 7,400 all the way down to about 7,185. That's on the CME futures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, literally watch any of the past like 3 videos we've talked about. We've pretty much talked about it every single time. Now, here is the situation, okay? So we fell down right here, and you could see that we're actually touching the top of the danger zone, but we're not going lower, and we need to actually go down and complete this. I think that's what everybody's looking for. And to be completely honest with you, if Bitcoin does have any major movements relatively soon, which I do think it is going to have a big movement soon, and I'm going to show you why in just a second, then I think you may want to be careful with trading these altcoins, because these altcoins are going to get dumped, and they're going to get dumped hard, especially if Bitcoin goes to the downside, okay? I'm just letting you guys know that, because that's usually what happens, and there are a lot of people looking at it right now. So as you can see right here on the 4-hour, we have the super guppy turning neutral. Now, it's not red. Okay, it's not red, as you can see back here. You know, if we go down into the bear market, you can see it has some serious red. So we're only looking neutral right now, nothing to ultimately freak out about. But you will notice also on the 4-hour, we are sitting below all of the EMA ribbons, like the whole thing. Like, we're just sitting below the entire thing. So that's not good. All right, we genuinely want to stay above this, okay? Even if we switch it to a different, if we go to daily, you can see this does look a little better, right? But we're still falling, right? We're below the 20. And yeah, it looks like we're getting supported right here. But yeah, guys, so it's not looking good on the short term. But I know, so how low are we going to go, right? That's the question everybody's asking. All right, let's figure this out. Now, as you can see right here, I do think that we're approaching a very crucial point. I've highlighted it right here in this sort of like neon green zone. And the reason that I think that this is going to be a very, very important date, which is basically June 11th to June 13th, is because this is when we just have a whirlwind of just massive uptrends, downtrends, and everything. So this is the line that we've been supported by, right? We also started this downtrend once we peaked out at this top, which was on May 30th, and that was around $9,072. And then we created this downtrend. Obviously, we broke down. Okay? Now, currently, if we get closer to this, we're also dealing with this high VPVR, whatever you want to call it, resistance support, depending on which way you're looking at it, but it was a lot of volume, and I do think that within, and I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to make it that far, because don't forget, we have the weekend coming up. Volume, you can see right here, is picking up. But on the weekends, well, the average is picking up, but on the weekends, it tends to get a lot lower. And usually when you have low volume and you're getting to the end of a wedge, critical moment, consolidation, you usually have a breakout or breakdown. But given the current circumstances and the fact that we're still trying to fill the CME gaps and the fact that we've been going up nonstop for pretty much 4 months, a lot of people are assuming that we're going to break down. Now, here's something interesting. I've actually noticed a lot of people are saying this. So that might signal that the smart money might do the opposite, but we still do have to close that gap, right? Now, let me show you an indicator that some people are saying is telling us the level that we need to go to. And I'm going to sort of give a counter argument to why I don't think we're going to go that low. So one indicator that's very popular is the realized Bitcoin price. Now, this is over at Woodbull charts. You might be familiar with Willy Woo. We talk about him a lot on the channel. Very respected trader and analyst. And if you have a look right here, you'll notice that basically every time, which this blue represents the actual Bitcoin price, every time this blue line goes above the orange line, which is the realized price, we are generally in a bull trend. And whenever it falls below, we tend to go in a bear trend. Well, as you guys can see right now, we are above it. However, the realized price of Bitcoin is currently around $4,700. So that begs the question, well then does that mean that we need to go down to $4,700? Do we need to touch it like we did back here where we rode along, all back in, February and March of 2012? Do we have to? Well, let's dive in. Let's have a look, because honestly, I think there is another tool that probably more people are looking at, and that is basically the where is it? Right here. It's the Fibonacci retracement. So if we go down here from the absolute bottom, right? So that was around $3,149. And we go up to the top, you could see that the level that a lot of analysts look at is this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, right? So if we were to go all the way down to that level, you would see that that would actually put us around a $5,424 Bitcoin. So I'm just going to kind of put that level in there right now, just so we can keep that for later. So honestly, guys, right there, if we were to go down to that level from the all-time high down to that, you are talking a 40% retracement, which we said is very, very common for Bitcoin. However, personally, I've been calling for more of a 30% pullback. I think that given the current market situation, all the different retail, all the different custodial solutions, honestly, the amount of volume, I don't know necessarily that will go down that low, but I do think that's worst case scenario. So if you're looking for the absolute worst case scenario, for me personally, $5,400 is the absolute bottom. However, I am looking more at the 30% pullback, which basically brings us right around that $6,400 level. It's more of like 29, but right around here is basically that level where I'm looking at, and that is obviously because of the high VPVR, which I'll show you right here once again, just in case you forgot. There it is right there, this big yellow guy behind me. So that is what we are talking about. So also want to talk about the fact that honestly, we are probably most likely still in a bull trend, right? The trend is your friend until the end. So even if we have a pullback, we're probably still going to continue either sideways consolidation or in an upwards trajectory. And you can see that experts are noting that the recent dip doesn't even really mean that much about the market turning around. In fact, you have prominent Bitcoin investor Oliver Isaacs told The Independent that Bitcoin has the potential to hit $25,000 by the end of this year, or maybe even early 2020. And honestly, I don't think anybody thought we were going to be at 8K this soon. So you know what? Anything is possible. I think we could be at 25K. It's possible, guys. It's very possible. He says there's multiple drivers behind the recent resurgence. There are geopolitical, technical, regulatory drivers. The net effect of the trade war between US and China has led to the sudden interest in Bitcoin as a hedge on investments. We also spoke about that yesterday. A growing number of investors are beginning to view Bitcoin as an established safe haven that operates in a market that is finally being protected through regulatory oversight. He also points to signs of increased adoption for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies with major organizations like Microsoft, Amazon, Starbucks, Whole Food, right? And then also, guys, don't forget our good old buddy Tim Draper. He's still on track for a $250,000 Bitcoin by 2023. And the reason that he says this is going to happen is because he says he's a believer that in 4 years, Bitcoin will be around 5% market share of the earth. Now, just to put it in perspective, about 0.5% of people globally say they've actually owned cryptocurrency. So can you imagine if we can get to 5% of that, okay? Pretty incredible, guys, pretty incredible. I mean, even if we were to just match the market cap of gold, we'd be over $300,000 Bitcoin right there, right? So I just wanted to point that out. Also wanted to talk about Bitcoin sentiment. Now, this is over at thetai.io, and basically this actually just records sentiment on social media, this specifically Twitter, and as you can see right here, it shows that we've had positive sentiment for it's 101 days. So yeah, it's looking pretty positive. And as you can see right here, also just to mention, the co-founder of the TAI was talking about this, and he said a 17-day in a row increase in 30-day average tweet volume is the longest since December 2017. Also, 2 days in the month of May, we had an average tweet volume of over 40,000 tweets. And the last time we had this type of, crazy Bitcoin obsession was actually back in July of 2018. So you're seeing it on the technicals, you're seeing it on the fundamentals as well. And you even have guys like Delphi Digital. They're a blockchain research consulting company. They released a report and they're saying that Bitcoin is still the king of the asset class. The report reviews Bitcoin's performance over the past 4 months. The acceleration in Bitcoin's performance comes at a time when conventional risk assets, notably global equity markets, continue to see selling pressure. May's outperformance has been especially important given the broader weakness among many other asset classes. It also makes note of Bitcoin's lack of correlation with traditional market factors, which it says has so far been proven to be true. And I think this is one of the most important things we're seeing right now, is the fact that we are seeing Bitcoin completely decoupling from everything. It doesn't matter what the stocks are doing. It doesn't matter what's happening globally. Bitcoin is the honey badger. It doesn't care. It's going to do what it wants. And that's why you cannot compare. When I see these guys comparing Bitcoin to gold, comparing Bitcoin to these traditional commodities, it's like, no, guys, this is like something we've never actually seen before, right? So this is why I'm personally still very, very bullish. And listen, short term, if we have a pullback, let's do it. Bring it on. I don't care. I'll buy some more cheap Bitcoin because I'm not looking for tomorrow or, the next month. I'm looking like 10 years from now, man. Like, I know this thing is going to be massive, and hopefully you feel the same way if you're watching this video as well. Now, why is Quant Network pumping? Well, obviously it's a really great project, guys. I told you about that 7 months ago. But seriously, really, this is actually really big news. So European payment services company SIA has revealed in a press release on June 5th that it has formed a partnership with the Quant Network to research blockchain interoperability, okay? This is huge. These guys have a lot of partners, and talk about getting some banks on board. Well, they are also, I forget how many it is. I think it's like over 200 or something like that. Anyway, you can see the partnership aims to integrate Quant Network's blockchain operating system Overledger into the SIA chain. Now, guys, don't go out and buy SIA coin. This is not SIA coin with the ticker SC. That's totally different. This is SIA chain, okay? Infrastructure to enable interoperability. So you can see right here, this is massive, guys. Really, really massive. Probably some of the biggest news that we've heard in crypto for a while. You're actually seeing it get out to the masses, and this is exactly what we need. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the video on Quant Network, what are you waiting for? I'll drop it above. Check that out. And yeah, so we also have Binance saying that they are releasing some, I guess they were in stealth mode with some incubations, and I don't recognize any of these. Key Labs, Marlin Labs, Maverick, Fishfort, Raise. I think I've heard of Teller before. But yeah, so we'll have to check that out, see what's going on with that. Binance always making some moves. We also have some updates from Facebook. They're going to announce their cryptocurrency later this month, and they're going to actually allow their employees to take a salary in the currency. That's pretty crazy. So you have several outlets reporting that the company has been building its own digital currency. We've talked about this. You'll be able to store it, trade it, and exchange it for regular currency, in part through Facebook apps, including Messenger and WhatsApp. So this is the interesting thing. The report adds that Facebook is also planning physical ATM-like machines where users can buy the currency. It also says that Facebook is soliciting third-party organizations to act as nodes to help them manage the cryptocurrency, and has discussed charging $10 million for the privilege. So that's what's happening in Facebook land. We also have LinePay Corporation. Now, they're the operator of fintech services, a major Japanese messenger app. Line partnering with American payment service firm Visa. So this is just more moving forward. I had a lot highlighted down here, but basically it just goes into what they're doing. But you could see that blockchain is really starting to just take over the world, guys. It's getting pretty out of control here. Also, this is really good news. Coinbase CEO confirms batch transactions coming in a few months. If you guys don't know what this is all about, basically, they got called out by Refill CEO, and he was talking about how they don't do batch transactions, and this is mismanagement because essentially you're just basically clogging up the mempool, taking up a lot of space, and they're just saying that, come on guys, get with the program, right? So looks like Brian Armstrong came out. He said that they will be coming in a few months. He also said it's embarrassing how long that it's taken, but he says there's turns out there's a lot of stuff to build in a growing company. So there you go. Yeah, so there you go. That's the situation. I hope they do this because if we're getting as many people coming into this space as we think we are, with mass adoption, well, I really don't want Coinbase taking up the whole mempool. So it's bad enough that we have, issues with, sometimes having Bitcoin transactions that cost too much and, the pools get clogged and all that. But on the bright side, guys, Switzerland is aiming to be a country for crypto. Not going to go into this, but it looks like Malta may have some competition. And that being said, I'm keeping it short today. We are keeping it short on the channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Everybody that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting, you guys rock. If you haven't had a chance to check out my video that I put out yesterday, definitely check it out. It shows my personal trading strategy that I use to accumulate more Bitcoin, and it's been working like a charm. So do what you guys want, but I will drop that below. Also, definitely Yeah, that's actually it. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And hit the bell notification because sometimes YouTube turns it off. I don't know why it does that. So yeah, just make sure that that's on for updates. And that's basically it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. Hope you have an awesome day. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.